Okay. We are recording the cloud. Unfortunately, we can't hear the people on Zoom today, but you can always type it into the system. And let's get our screen share going. Okay. Let's move this. So 8 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, July 6th. Welcome, everyone. And this is the SNARS monthly meeting for July. And if you guys are having wonderful side conversations and you can just keep it down, that'd be great. We have money. Anything you want to say, Mr. Treasurer?
Yeah, real quick.
The mail.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Just between all the 50/50s and the field day raffle and stuff, I was able to almost 350 bucks in the bank. We're doing well with membership. So if your membership is coming up, please don't forget it. And we're in pretty stable condition for finances. So thank you everybody for maintaining your memberships and donations and all that other good stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Renewal notice.
Where's your renewal notice? We want to talk about renewal notices just for a quick second. On the bottom of the newsletter, the email that comes out to the newsletter in the mini statics, there's a small little piece that says you're up for renewal on such and such date and time. That's the easy part. The question often comes back, hey, the person just renewed a couple days or a week or two ago. How come it's not updated? And the thing is, the way our systems are glued together, it can take upwards of 1 day to about a month. It depends when it comes up. So if you sent the money in all likelihood we have it, we get a lot of emails that says, I sent it in, and we look it up and we say, yes, it's there, just wait about a month. So that's what's going on there.
Barry?
Yes, sir, please.
Tony updates the email list, which was reflected on that.
Yeah, right before the
Right before the newsletter.
newsletters. The newsletter comes out about the Monday or Tuesday before the meeting. So what Howie's saying is that the information that's in the email for the newsletter is pretty accurate. It's all the other ones. There's a meeting coming up and there's another event, the ones that are a little behind. Thank you, Howie. And I'll get back to you in a minute because I have a screen about your special event. Okay, SNARS has 422 members. This is a live screen that you can find on snars.org. And we've got some new members and plenty of volunteers and ARRL members. So you can go click on that anytime on the website. Okay, this is the preliminary information for SNARS Field Day. We got the 7 computers. I pulled the stuff together. It's not quite accurate because I don't think we did it on zero band or 1.8 or maybe 3.5. So we got to clean them up a little bit. But you can see there was a bunch of CW. Jim Shepard did a bunch of FT8, a whole lot of lower sideband on 40 meters thanks to Peter and those crowds. Some CW on 20 meters. Some more FT4, FT8. I think the PSK 31 is not accurate. We're going to have to figure that out. And 15 meters, 10 meters never opened up. So the raw score, this hasn't been sent in yet, the raw number of QSOs is showing, QSO points is what I should say, is showing 1,088. And that's because it's multiplied by, you get 4 points for a digital contact, you get 3 for a CW, you get 2 for a sideband. So a whole bunch of points. And we were Whiskey 7 Tango Alpha 7A Nevada. Now, I went through last night and pulled up what I think are all the bonus points. We get it for 100 watts or less. We get to multiply those numbers times 2. We get 7 transmitters at 700 points. Media, thanks to Chuck, WD6CHC, for helping to get the Colo TV news out. They came out. We'll get that on a website somewhere, I think, because it was a good little clip. Julie,
Just because I'm so pretty. Is that sound that is that a good score?
I don't know if it's a good score or not.
Doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know if it's good or not until we get everything together, because the total score when we get done is the number of points for the cues, for the contacts, plus all of the bonus points. So I don't know if it's good or bad. It's all relative to what somebody else does in the 7A category. Thanks for asking. So media, we get 100 points for that. So thank you, Chuck. And that was a ham friend of mine. He texted me at around dinner time, 5 o'clock. He up in Truckee. He said, "Hey, I see you guys up on Fellow 8." So that was great. Also, I had sent out a list to about 12 media outlets, and one of them posted something in one of the Carson City small newspapers. And the only reason I found that is there was a woman by the name of Bonnie who was there in the afternoon, and she was having a great time on 40 meters. Thanks, Peter, for letting her run that. And I said, nice to see you. Never seen you before. And so she said that she used to be in Pahrump and is living up in Carson City. I said, well, she's been a ham like 15 years, and we're talking. I said, how did you find us? And she said it was in the newspaper. So when her boyfriend came to pick her up, we figured out, we back traced it. We only get 100 points for any media, but that's good. Public location, that was the Washoe Lake. And we had a little a tent up, thanks to Doug, W7DBE, who feverishly worked on getting that location. The park system went on to a reservation system this year, and it took several months, lots of phone calls, and some agony, but we got it, so it was good. Field day message. Thanks to Derek. You want to raise your hand, Derek? Derek copied the field day message in CW. It comes in CW voice. Tried it in voice, but we couldn't hear it well on Friday, and also digital. So we copied that. Okay, I think we got natural power. I want to ask John Barley. Do you know if you had anything that was on solar? The battery was on solar? Did you make any cues?
Generator.
Okay, generator. Did you make any contacts? Okay, well, I've got to get back with you and get it. Okay, so we probably got 100 points for that. Education.
I was on solar and generator.
Okay, choose solar. Okay, so that's good. But let me go back to the solar. It's a very interesting thing. You get, you have to do, I think, at least 5 contacts on solar. Is that right? 5 contacts on solar, but you don't have to have solar out there. It has to be a battery that has been charged somewhere along the line by solar. So they give you a break. You charge it in solar at home, and you break it. So that's cool.
So I got 12 contacts in the solar.
Oh, good. 12 contacts in solar. I'll probably need that information to get it in. Education activity. Kirk, KB7QOD, who ran the GOTA station. Let's get on the air. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Also, we did a new hams orientation, which was an education. I think we had about 6 people there, and it went on for about an hour or so. Got educated, showed them some stuff. So that was good. Youth participation, if I'm correct, looking at the GOTA sheet, we had, I think it was 11 people on GOTA. You see that a little farther, but we also had 2 youth, and each youth, I think, gets 20 points for a max of 100. And the youth happened to have been Jim Kelson at KJ7JXE. He's a scoutmaster, and he brought his 2 kids. So the GOTA coach was Mr. Clint, AE5CA, is that right? Who worked with them. So that was great.
They also made 2 contacts off of 40 voice.
Yeah, nice. And we get the points, which is nice, but the whole idea is it's people helping people. Thanks to everybody that helped other people and showed them how to use the gear and answer questions. Safety officer. This is officer was 100 points. That's Kirk, KB7QOD. There's a whole list of about 10 things he has to do. Be sure we're safe. put that wherever you like to. Thank you. And then go to get on air. I think it was 11, if I remember right. I'll have to pull the logs together this week. And then 50 points for web submission. There's one more that I got to do a little looking. There's a new thing for 50 points, but I think it has to be a different class. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll pull all this stuff together, clean up some of the anomalies, get everything ready. I'll submit it. And then it will show up in QST and online in maybe 6 months, maybe December or so. So you get bragging rights. Now let's talk about the next piece, and that is none other than the Field Day special edition. Howie has been doing this for many years, our newsletter editor. So he'd like people that have pictures and stories from any field day. It doesn't have to be stars. I think Wes and Eric went to theirs. Different people did different ones. So if you have any pictures, stories, send them to Howie. This is the email address, holden7471@msn.com. And he'd like it by, is this correct? Sunday, July 14th?
Yes. You know, that's a soft.
Yeah, soft. So I'd like to get them in, and then he pulls together tons of pictures, stories that people send him, and he sends it out later in the month. It's really a fun thing.
Yeah, there's nothing club business wise.
There's no club business. It's just
Summertime events.
summertime. And I think, did you want also, so I'm clear, is it just field day or is it other?
Anything you do over the summer.
Anything you do in the summer. So if you go do a Parks on the Air, a soda, go out, get on the air. Maybe you don't even have to go out, right? They could do it at home. Anything. So he will. Yeah, he likes to get information. Now, how many people have seen either the newsletter, the special newsletter from either last year or last year's newsletter recently? Okay, so about 4 or 5. So it's really a fun thing. Who might have, just raise their hands, who might have pictures of stories from any field day or any event that they might want to send in? Okay, we got about 5 or 8 people. So that would be great. You know, maybe we'll do a little bitty static. We'll send out a week before to remind people. Okay, super. And thank you, Howie. Okay, on the Tahoe Rim Trail, do you want to raise your hand, Mr. Aries? Man, this is Arlen, KA7ZU, president of Aries, the Aries organization. The Tahoe Rim Trail Endurance Run, also known as TRT, a fantastic event. It's coming up in 2 weeks from today, on July 20th and July 21st. Am I correct? It's a 50K, 100K, and a 50 or 100 miler. A whole lot of running, a whole lot of long distance running. Now, it's also usually hot. We're 2 weeks early, so they need some help. It's called the Tahoe Rim Trail, and you don't have to be an amateur radio emergency services member, so we love your help. To do that, you just go to washoaries.org, and on the top, there's a number of images. And you click on this really cool image of the Tahoe Endurance Run Trail, where it says TRT volunteers, and there's a form to fill out, and there's also a lot of information. It's different locations. It's Incline Village, and it's the start finishes at the Western Nevada College and some other places. Some of them you can drive in, some of them you need a 4x4. Roughly speaking, ballpark, how many more slots do we need? 4 more slots. Okay. So, and he's here today. Just raise your hand one more time. So if you have any questions, Peg, Arlen, and it's a lot of fun. And it's always hot. Dave.
It's 200 miles. You have, how many minutes, how many hours?
If you're on the big one, it's a day and a half.
100 hours to do it.
Yeah, 100 hours to do it. So a lot of fun. They use a ham radio. They use voice. They use WinLink. They Some of the aid stations are connected with, other than hand, some of the Forest Service radios. And usually, I would say probably almost always, there's some sort of, at the aid station, water, food, quite good. And at the main start and finish, a huge amount of food. It's just hot. And they don't need them, would you say like a 4-hour shift or something? Yeah, so that really be good. So they need some more help. And if you know other people that are hands, they need help here. They're opening up to anybody. You don't have to be an amateur radio emergency services member. Again, it's washoearies.org. Okay, one month from today, might not be today. 1 month from the next August 3rd, the next monthly meeting will not be here. So if you come, you're not going to see cams. It's going to be a chameleon antenna over in Sparks. We'll send out all the information and more details. We'll be getting up this week the registration form online. We did it last year in October. This year we're doing it in July. We're going to do food early, 7 to 7:30. The reason why it's so dang hot out. So they're going to have pancakes, eggs, bacon, coffee, water, and we're going to bring donuts. You need to register so they can plan on the number of people they're going to feed. Last year, they had a caterer. I think we capped it at 50. I don't know if they're cooking on their own or not, but it's going to be in outside, and you'll need to bring chairs, your own chair, in Chameleon Antenna, which is off of, is it Greg? 155 Glendale. 4 doors down from the flag store. So the plan is the 7 until 11 for the whole event. Food 7 to 7:30. So we'll get that information out and get it online. What? Yeah, capping at 50. So last year we had just about 50, a few no-shows, and a few on the wait list. Just out of curiosity, even if you don't know your schedule, how many people, I show of hands here, might want to go next month? 3/4, right there. Okay, really good. Last year, Don W7SSB gave a nice talk. We'll probably do another 20-minute one, a little about some history. And as many of you know, we unfortunately lost to the Silent Key one of the Chameleon members, and that was John Miller. Great guy. He passed away suddenly in, I think, February. So we'll have a little tribute to him too. Last year they had a bunch of gear there. I don't know exactly, but I want to say maybe it was 20% off. We really support the ham community. So bring a chair. We'll start early and probably bring shorts, suntan lotion. And last year they had a bunch of tables. We brought tables. People bring their own chairs, have fun. We'll go from there. So that's next month, not here, but at a Chameleon in 155 Glendale. Thank you for that, Roz. Okay, open for comments. Before we do, I'll say that Jim Shepard was going to be here today. He woke up with not feeling well and sore throat. So as many of you know, we have a little protocol called Stay Safe SNARS after unfortunately several of us got COVID a year ago, February. So if you don't feel well for any reason, you just don't come, which is really nice. So thank you, Jim. He was going to do an event after this out in the local park, but because of that, he's not going to be here. So appreciate that. So what comments do we have for the group here in at the restaurant? Any questions? Any comments? Questions, comments? Okay, I want to acknowledge. Oh, Dave, go ahead. You got a question or a comment?
A friend of mine is a geologist, and he couldn't be here. The subject today, he would love to be.
Well, guess what? It's recorded, and he can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So that's the good news. I want to thank Eric, who does a yeoman's job. I send him stuff all the time. Once a week, we try to update the website with a lot of good information. So thank you so much for that, Eric. And if people have things that are appropriate to put on the website, just get hold of me, k6st@arl.net. we can figure out how to do that. Mostly it's events and things like that that we can get on there. Anybody else here in any questions, comments? Okay, let's see if there's anybody on Zoom. If there is, just put it into the chat. Any questions for the chat? Not yet. Okay. We have sponsors. We have DX Engineering. It's over on Glendale. It's in the Summit Racing building. And somebody said on the air on Friday on a holiday, which was Thursday, they said they're going over to Summit Racing to pick something up. Don't know if they were open or not. Did you pick something up on? That's great. So they're open 7 days a week, which is really, really cool. 4 to the 4th. Okay, that's cool. That's very
The only
cool.
place you can get an antenna and a supercharger at the same time.
There you go. And a 10 in the supercharger. Okay, we also have Hammond Hi-Fi. Hammond Hi-Fi will unfortunately not be open the weekend, the Saturday of the currently we've been told that they're not going to be open the Chameleon breakfast, but they're just down the way from there. Ethan's out of town, and then Chameleon Antenna that we mentioned. So great local support.
Barry.
Yes, sir.
Chameleon Antenna will offer 20% discount on whatever they have in stock.
20% discount or whatever they have
In stock.
in stock
Just
at the Chameleon breakfast. Yeah, and Snars will be providing I believe coffee and donuts, if I'm correct. Chameleon's going to be providing the other food, the bacon and the whatever, eggs and stuff. There were some good deals last year for people that wanted things. They really support us. Okay, thank you for that. Let's see if there's nothing in the chat. So before we wrap up, there's the Stars new net Monday through Friday on the Stars Link repeater system. The best I can tell you, if somebody knows different, let me know. And I might need you, John Barley, is that Pat reinvigorated the 03 crossband.
Right.
And so that's what else do we need to know about the repeater system that you can think of? That you want to talk?
Winnemucca Mountain is currently isolated because we were getting the link receiver on Virginia is so sensitive, it was hearing Winnemucca Mountain and it was causing this weird interference. So it's off, it's in standalone mode right now. And we now know that the APRS node on Toulon Peak was hit by lightning and it's destroyed. So we're working to replace that. And
It's going to be
all the stuff is ready to go out to Winnemucca Mountain. It needs to go out and be installed, and it'll have its own new link repeater frequency, so that we don't have to worry about interference on it. Pat donated it in comparison.
Okay, I'm just going to repeat it so everybody here and on Zoom can hear it. Toulon Peak APRS got hit by lightning, and Winnemucca is out of or not linked, and will be up with the new repeater soon. I think the one other thing we could say is we've had some really bizarre yet not interesting interference, probably from a or a couple of people. You want to talk about that very briefly?
Looks simply, Kevin KF7MYK is back to his old shenanigans, and he's jamming every repeater. Yes, he swears. Yes, he plays music. Yes, he's my best friend, so he uses my call sign. I know.
Bad stuff.
He also uses his brother's call sign, who's the head of the sheriff's office in Story County's IT department. So he likes to do that. Yes, we know. Yes, he's lying about his address. He's changed to the FCC. He has now said he's at #1 Wellington cutoff. He hasn't moved from his place in out in Dayton. And, he's still exactly where he was. The FCC is aware that he's lying on his license. And what they told me when we gave them recordings of all of his shenanigans is, that really sucks. Did you know that I lost all my field engineers? No.
So we're gathering information and
We're
sending it
gathering
in and
information, it gets handed over. Don't engage the guy. We know he's
don't
there.
engage the jammer.
Don't engage him. For the love of God, don't talk to him if you can avoid it. I mean, he's just, that's the easiest way to make him go
Yeah.
away. If he doesn't get a rise out of people, then he goes away.
Yeah, I think that's good. And, yeah, so that's really good on a jammer. If you don't engage them, they'll go away or they'll go somewhere else, we hope. And I'll be with you just 1 sec. We do have control operators. Pat is one of them and other people, and they listen to it. If there's problems, they turn off bits and pieces of the system. Yeah, Mr. West. Can you talk up louder?
Like I said, I heard him down his wife, and the last episode, I said, Kevin, you're the old damn fall thing. I know you're not John, John, and, you know, all I want to do is, I want to talk to my brother. They go talk to him, you're the old damn fall thing. And, they say, you're hard, if you don't get some of, and it doesn't sound like, I don't know, what the other stuff. And, you know,
Okay.
Mostly loud.
yeah.
Mostly loud. Yeah, don't engage. That just for any, not just around this interference, but the key to the puzzle is don't engage. If you think about it as a bully conceptually, you know, bullies want to engage. If you don't engage, you should. The opposite of what we tend to think, the odds are that the person, I don't know if they'll go away, but they might interfere less. So,
Well, he gets bored with us and then he goes and he jams Carla.
yeah,
And
he
he's now jamming
jams
all the Tahoes.
other ones. We've gotten some notices on that. So thank you, John, for that. And John's been in touch with the FCC. Okay, we got that one taken care of.
Yeah,
interferes
with the police, they'll get it.
Yeah, if
Other
it's
than
an
that,
interference
come
with
on.
police, they'll get them. Yeah, maybe that's an idea. No, we don't want to talk about it on the radio. Okay, Monday through Friday in the SNARS link repeater system. Thanks to all the net controllers. Let's see, we have almost a guest today. We have a net controller, which is AF6A. And also I see him at the Aces games. So that's cool. Okay, the digital net continues on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. We'll get it yet. On Talk Group 31328 connected to Fusion. So that's cool. And also there's a D-Star net on 440 on Wednesday nights on the D-Star system. So with that, we'll complete the business portion of it, and we'll go on to the other portion in a minute. This completes the July 6, 2024 business meeting. We stop the recording.